Natasha, you attended our December 2019 roundtable. So, can you please share why you attended and what were the most important lessons you took away from that day?
So I had been following the GCubed social media pages for a while. So I saw the posts about the
Mhm.
roundtable. Chief Green also mentioned the roundtable to me, but for whatever reason, I didn't really correlate my hat business to attending your roundtable because you're an IT consulting company. And so it wasn't until I met a group at the Military Influencer Conference, veteran entrepreneur group with Veterans Grow America, Veterans Grow Virginia, and one of the members, he's an active duty officer in the Navy, Jay Salters. He basically sent a LinkedIn message. We were all on LinkedIn, and then he just sent this message saying, "Hey, everybody, all of y'all need to attend the GCubed Small Business Roundtable." And so he basically talked about Chief Green, Mrs. Mara, basically the whole team's business acumen and how their advice will give specific details on how to, how to succeed. And so I'm thinking, well, I know Chief Green and I've been following your page for a while. Um, Let me go ahead and send a message to get into the roundtable. And so I sent a message. The November roundtable was full, completely full. So I'm like, oh, so then I was able to get into the December roundtable. And so that is basically why I attended. And the notes, the takeaways that I got was basically to be bold. Mrs. Moore told a story about Chief Green at a really large conference, and a story about him being bold at a large conference. And so I'm like, okay, I need to be bold too. And so one thing that I was really apprehensive about doing was contacting hat manufacturers in order to manufacture my hat, the actual military hat manufacturers. And so that very next month, I started contacting them. I worked up the courage to reach out to them. And so, because of the coronavirus challenges that are going on right now, several of them have told me to go ahead and reach back out to them after all of this ends in order to
Mhm.
see what we can do. Um, you all discussed the importance of building a really strong team. And so I went into your meeting talking about how I was basically all by myself. And so Mrs. Moore pointed out the fact that she's like, well, for the last hour, you've been talking about this team you have. You have your social media manager, you have all of your vendors, you have all of these people that are coming together to, make everything that we're doing successful. And so that I basically have a remote team. And so I didn't
Mhm.
consider it as that before the business roundtable. And so you all shed that to light. Um, Sharing more with followers, that was another point, because there was a lot of information that I was keeping close hold. For example, I have a pending patent. And so I was keeping that to myself, waiting for it to be finally granted. And that's when I was going to share it with my followers. But I received encouragement from the team, from your team, to share that information with my followers. And I've received amazing feedback since sharing it to social media literally 2 days after the business roundtable. I went home, I created a video about my pending patent and the hats with the removable liners, and I've received amazing feedback about that. Um, Also, volunteering more. Actions speak louder than words, and when you all said that, we all really need to give back more, I really felt that because I see you all doing it on literally a daily basis, and so that is one of the takeaways that I took back was to volunteer more. And so I started volunteering with G Cubed Community Services starting in January, February. I know at the Sunday STEAM workshops. And so I know right now that's on pause. And so I'm looking forward to that starting back up. And so, um, yeah, so those were really my huge takeaways from the roundtable.
Great. And it's so exciting when people put things into action because it's one thing to show up and nod and say, oh, that's a great idea, but it's a totally different thing to take that information and put it into action and to see what fantastic things can come from being bold and putting yourself out there. So,
Absolutely.
congratulations on that. So,
Thank you.
since putting some of those things into practice, what have you accomplished since December?
So since December, we've became a licensed vendor for a sorority. And so
Mhm.
we are looking to become a licensed vendor for more sororities by reaching out to them, by being bold and reaching out to offer this service to them. Um, I already mentioned that the pending patent was published. And so our patent will
Mhm.
be reviewed by a patent examiner soon. We have a brand ambassador. So because of the video, so this was you, Olivia, talking about doing more videos, and so because of the engagement that we've been doing on social media, we actually had a gentleman on active duty reach out to request that he becomes a brand ambassador. So we have a brand
Oh,
ambassador.
wow.
He basically creates these beautiful waves in his hair,
Mhm.
and he highlights those the way the military waiver community. He highlights them on our
Mhm.
social media pages, and so we are also receiving new opportunities to collaborate with social media influencers, and so that's really exciting. So you are absolutely right about the importance of video, using video. Um, so that's really what we've been up to since the roundtable. We're what, in month 4 now, so we have a
Mhm.
long ways to go.